Hello Overwatch agents, Coach Arodi here again to teach you all about some role basics. The role we'll be covering today is support basics. We'll be discussing what your role is on a team, how to keep yourself alive, and communication in teams and in team fights. Let's briefly cover what supports do. Support means you are helping your team out by buffing damage, healing, or debuffing, or even dealing damage to the enemy team. Each support in the game attributes to each of these aspects in each different way. Stronger in some and weaker in others. Make sure in team fights you are still supporting your team while making sure you are in a safe spot, mostly to help your team. Load up a practice range and look at some of the support selections. The supports are on the right side of the character selection screen. Go ahead and practice for about 10 minutes picking some supports and learning about their kits in the game. Let's practice on how to stay alive. Some supports are very mobile and others are not as mobile. Each support has their own special tool in their kit to stay alive. For example, Mercy has a dash ability which allows her to dash to her allies, and if she jumps, it can lift her up high into the air to avoid damage. She is an example of a mobile support. On the other hand, Ana, for example, has a sleep dart you must aim. It is her only form of defense, but also a form of an offense, to catch an enemy off guard. Besides the individual support kits, overall, the best way to stay alive in team fights is to stay around cover. Cover is an area for you to hide behind and allows you to peek to help your team for a short bit and protects you from being hit from the enemy. Using cover to your advantage is a great tool, especially if you're low on health. It can give you a break to heal up either through your kit or through your passive support role, after a second of not taking damage at least. If you want to practice cover, pick any map in a custom game and search around for good places to use as cover. Cover can be a wall, a car, a building to hide in, or even a light pole you can protect yourself with. Try practicing finding cover and use it for about 10 minutes of the game. Communicating is very important in a team-based game. This especially rings true in Overwatch 2. As support, you are considered the main shot caller of the team. Your goal is to keep your team alive during team fights and communicating with the team important information. What is considered important information though? Keeping track of what ultimates are used by the enemy team, telling your team when you are out of reach to heal them, positioning of the enemy sniper or DPS is considered important information, especially if they are on top of you. We discussed how exactly to do this in the last video by communicating with the communication wheel and joining the voice call. Now that we got the overall information set down, let's practice this in a game. Queue up for a quick play game in a support category. Once the game has started, pick any of the supports you would like to know and understand their kit. After picking your support, stay with the team and keep your team alive using your kit. Keep an eye out for enemy snipers, ping their locations for your own teammates to be aware of. And they can even send someone to stop them to give you space. And keep your allies aware of the ults they maybe have in the next team fights, and also informing your team if you were out of the way to even be able to heal them in the first place. There's a lot of information about support basics, but with a lot of practice, you can get a really good understanding of your support basics, and even some of these can be transferred over to the other roles like DPS and tank, which we'll be covering next time. This was Coach Arodi, and I'll see you agents all next time.